Hey you guys, so I am back with Whole30 week 2 update. This week has been crazy and insane, and I'm upstairs in my bedroom away from my children and my husband because I needed to just bust this video out. I have no makeup on. So you guys are graced with the beautiful presence of me with no makeup on. But I can't believe I'm going to share this with the whole entire world, but it is what it is. We all wake up like this, let's admit it. And first time I have had coffee this Whole30. We're now on week 3. This is one of the Starbucks reusable mugs. It's just coffee and I think it's Nature's Forest coconut milk. I'm pretty sure it's Nature's Forest. I'll link it down below for you guys. But again, I needed to bust this video out. Today's Thursday, it's not Wednesday. I apologize. I wanted to record this yesterday, but my poor husband has been in and out of the hospital, doctor's offices, you name it, for the last week. He's been home all week. He's miserable. He's in a ton of pain. So I apologize. It's not a more personal, in-depth, whatever video, but I wanted to do it for you guys because I promised you guys that I would. This week, we are on the beginning of week 3, and I'm going to go ahead and recap week 2 for you guys. Because of how crazy we were this week with my husband, with everything going on with my husband, a couple things have been a little bit more hectic this week than usual. The obvious, my husband being home, being sick, you know, taking care of him. So this week was a little bit more challenging for me. On top of, you know, going through the normal things that you go through with the Whole30, this week, you know, you're still kind of detoxing. This week, you're kind of still going through cravings. This week, you know, your emotions kind of wax and wane because your body's normalizing. And so on top of all the normal stuff that happens with the Whole30, I had all of this stuff like piled on top of me with everything going on with my family. And so it kind of hit me double time, and it was one of those weeks for me where I was like, I don't want to make dinner. I don't want to. I really don't. I seriously wish that we could just go to Subway right now and get a freaking sub sandwich, and it would be quick, easy, to the point, like no prep work, no cleanup. You know what I mean? I struggled with that this week, but I pushed through it. You know, it was like, you know what? We got to eat. You know what? We're sticking to the Whole30. You just do what you got to do. And I kind of promised all of you guys that I would stick with my Whole30. So I feel a little obligated to actually stick with it. What do you do? So anyways, on top of all of that, this last week I started Zoloft because I have insane anxiety. So I thought maybe my body was just kind of transitioning and getting used to that too. Granted, it takes weeks to work to its full potential, but there was just a lot of new stuff this week. Another thing that I struggled with was I walk into Fred Meyer to go get produce, and I walked in on the opposite side of the bakery, like literally like across the store. And like I walk in the store and I was just like, what is that? I could smell the donuts from across the store. It was insane, and I was like, I'm gonna quit right now. I'm just gonna go get a donut. They're not even my favorite donuts, by the way. Albertsons donuts are my favorite donuts. But I seriously wanted to quit. Right then and there, I was like, I don't care. Who cares? Who cares? The whole world will be upset with me. I don't give a rat's ass. Like, I just was done. But I pushed through it, just like every single hurdle. Put your blinders on and just, you know, race for the goal line, and you push through it. You just do. I got home, I drank a huge thing of water. And pretty much by the time I got home, I mean, I was perfectly fine. I was like, oh, I didn't need that donut. And then I was kind of proud of myself because I got over that hurdle by myself on my own. There was no one around, and I was able to talk myself out of it. It ended up being a good thing. So that was a huge struggle for me. The wanting to cook this week was a huge struggle for me. I'm trying to think if there was anything else that was a big struggle. I don't think so. I have been wanting to eat a lot more fruit. I think just because I've been having sugar cravings this week, it's been like, you know, fruit's kind of my saving grace, but I still try not to eat a ton of it because there is a lot of sugar in it. And because that's my weakness, I don't want to feed, you know, I don't want to feed my sugar cravings because that's what I crave on a daily basis. So I try really hard to keep even the fruit, you know, at a minimum. So anyways, good things that happened this week. I guess that it is a good thing that I was able to get through my craving on my own by myself, push through it. It's a good thing that even though I didn't want to cook, I was like, just do it. So that's a good thing. I've been sleeping so good, so good. And despite all of the craziness that's been going on in our house this week, I had a lot of energy and I was pretty optimistic, and yeah, so it's actually been pretty good and I've been pretty calm. So I want to get into our favorite meal this week. Let me just start by saying they do recommend, Dallas and Melissa Hartwig, they do believe that and recommend that you should eat as organic, grass-fed, not farmed, wild, if you will, as you can as far as meat and poultry and everything else goes. Fish, so on and so forth. And I would agree with that. However, I would say do your best. If you can't afford to buy organic chicken, grass-fed beef, whatever, then don't. I mean, it's better than eating a McDonald's hamburger, right? Now I'm gonna go ahead and dive into our favorite meal this week. Our favorite meal was a dinner meal. So last week I shared with you guys a breakfast. What it is at Fred Meyer's, you can get the flat iron steaks. They're like this big, flat, they're really thin. They're amazing. They're pretty expensive though, like anywhere between $14 to $22. However, you get like 2 meals out of it, so you get 2 meals for 2 people, so you get technically 4 meals out of the steak. So it's really not that expensive. But what we do is I poke holes in it with a steak knife. I put it in a Ziploc bag. I pour olive oil, I throw fresh rosemary in there, sweet basil, garlic, salt, pepper, a little bit of Mrs. Dash, and I just let it marinate all day. And then we grill it up. It's amazing. We like our steak medium rare, so it's juicy and still chewable. And then I dice up sweet potatoes, toss them in melted coconut oil, and then put salt and pepper all over them, put them in a baking dish in the oven at 400 to 425, and I let them bake for 30 to 40 minutes, just until they're pokeable with a fork. And we did grilled asparagus with olive oil, salt and pepper on it. It was amazing. I mean, it was so delicious, and it's a meal like that I look at it and I go, that was just as good as a piece of ice cream cake. Oh, I shouldn't have said ice cream cake. But I mean, it's just as good as, to me, I was like, that was delicious. I would have much rather had that than a piece of ice cream cake. So that to me is telling me that chemically I'm starting to get on the right track. And the fact that you're able to look at your plate and go, there's nothing processed in this, there's no chemicals, there's no preservatives, there's literally not a bad thing for you in this meal, this huge plate of food, and you're like, oh, that's pretty cool. So that was my favorite meal this week. That was actually our favorite meal this week. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I have to say this week, you guys. I'm sorry this video is thrown together. It's gonna be quick. It's gonna be kind of to the point and not really too much explanation. If you guys have questions, like I said, please just put it in the down bar below. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And any comments I will get to in the next video, or any questions I'll answer in the next video. So yeah, I think that was it. Okay guys, good luck. If you guys choose to do the Whole30, remember that you guys can do this. It's awesome. It is life altering, and hopefully it will really instill a lot of, tools for you to conquer any kind of food habits, bad food habits, or bad relationships with food that you have. It will really it'll change your life. That's really all I have to say. But I love you guys, and I will see you next week. Have a good one. Bye.